Welcome back to another Better Than Wolves video, guys. This is Cad, and I'm going to be reviewing my new pants percent world record, and I'm going to tell how you guys can also get a crafting table and craft yourself some pants in only 42 minutes. So first step, you want to reset your seeds until you get a village, and some cows nearby it. So right here I'm looking for cows, I don't really see any. Kind of unfortunate here. But as you guys probably know, I do find them eventually. So basically right here, still looking. I'm looking out for caves too. I see one on the right here. I don't think I actually used that one at all. But still looking for cows, somehow don't see them. I see another cave here, I'm like, okay. Some iron, nice. Basically, for a crafting table, you need 8 pieces of iron. So you basically just scout out for some nice caves there. And then I see the cows on the right. So now I know where I'm going after this. You always want to get 1 piece of stone, 1 cobblestone at the start from a village. It's very useful to have. You basically need the stone for an axe, a shovel, and a sharp stone to mine your iron, and a sharp stone to make your sinew here, which is what I'm gonna do. Basically, logging out here so the cows don't run away, and then dig 1 more at the bottom. And you do need 18 pieces of loose dirt here to cover up the hole. So basically you break 3 blocks and you'll have enough to cover up the cows. Alright, so that's 1. Usually want to go for all 4 cows. They spawn in groups of 4. If you do 3, you'll have to get a bit lucky, because you need 7 leather for the pants. If you're going for a pants percent run. If you're going for crafting table, you don't really need leather if you're just using this strategy for a normal run. Okay, so then you can craft your 4 slabs, cover them up. Once they take 5 ticks of damage, you can break it. I always do 6, just to play it safe. Alright, and then as long as you have 7 leather, that's enough for the pants. So I keep playing this one, make my sinew immediately and start collecting that. While I'm making my sinew here though, I've got to look out for the animals and the clay nearby. So I've spotted a nice patch of clay right here in front of me. It's going to be very useful. And I'm trying to find a bit more. And I see a bunch of sheep around, so I know I'll have enough food for the rest of the run. But right here, that's not enough clay for the 64 that you'll need to complete this run. Because basically the strategy is you want to get 4 ovens down as fast as possible. So basically this means that you want to have all 64 clay mined and placed down at the end of night 1 so that it finishes drying on day 2. And this might seem a bit hard, but it's actually pretty easy if you just make 2 sinew and kill a spider during the night, which is what my plan is basically. I'll use this first string to make an axe, go get some wood, make some clubs, and make campfires and start cooking. And then I'll make my other sinew, start getting clay before nighttime, and then kill a spider. Alright, so while I was walking around even more, I saw some more clay behind me, which might be enough. But I think in the run it wasn't enough, and I had to find a bit more when I was walking around getting clay. So right there I get my stick and keep getting the sinew here. Okay, so it finally finished, and let's make the axe. And you'll basically need a few logs for your clubs. I just go with 3 clubs, pretty standard. Doesn't really matter though, it doesn't take too long to make a club. So I usually go for like 5 to 6 pieces of food, that's all you'll need, pretty much. So chickens always drop 1, sheep can drop 1 to 2. And I get 1 from the chicken, 2 from 2 sheep, so not the best roll. But we'll get another chicken here. And I'm still trying to look for like some kind of lake with clay in it. I don't see any. Or another cave with iron. But I already saw at least 4 pieces of iron from before when I checked the caves. So I'm looking pretty good on that. It's also really nice that these caves are close by, because if you go too far away from where your clay is placed down, then it'll unload the clay and it won't finish. So I'm making my campfires here. I'll place them down nearby where I'm gonna mine the clay, just so that I can go back and get food when I need to really easily. So I'm gonna start these campfires and then make some more sinew. Basically, if you guys didn't know already, that once a campfire starts, you just need to put 7 fuel on that. Bark and sawdust count for 1 fuel. Flowers, feathers, rotten arrows count for half a fuel. And wooden clubs, sticks, fire plows, those all count for 2 fuel. So here we go, just throwing the stuff on. Yeah, you can also turn a fire plow into 2 sawdust. Alright, so now I'm gonna keep making sinew and keep looking for more clay. I went in this direction that I'm going right now, but I don't think I found any over there. So I'm just gonna skip to after I'm done making the sinew. Okay, almost done making the sinew, and now I'm gonna kill the sheep. That's one thing you can do is when you're making the sinew, you can walk around and get closer to animals, so that right when you're done, you can kill them. Alright, time to start mining clay at 9 minutes 10 seconds. It's pretty good. It doesn't really matter when you start mining it, it just helps when you're in an ocean like this to mine clay earlier, because at night squids spawn more frequently, and they're also basically, they play more aggressively, they go more towards the coast and the surface, and they're more likely to attack you from what I experienced. So another thing to remember is that stone tools have 50 durability. So 1 shovel is not going to be enough, that's why I need a spider. Okay, so it's about nighttime and I just finished mining all this clay. Now I gotta go over to the next patch. And I'm using hitboxes so that I can see squids in the water. You might have been able to tell there that there was a squid in that water. And since I didn't get as much food as I would have liked earlier, it's about time that I go hunting again. So I get 2 more chickens and this sheep over here. And by that, all my food is done. Also, you can notice that I've been saving the last 1 or 2 durability on those clubs, because they count for 2 fuel, so I'm saving a bit. It doesn't really matter though, I think by the end of the run I ended up with more fuel than I really needed. So now I'm thinking about going for this clay here. You see that a bunch of squids are now near the surface because it's nighttime. I actually decided to go back because I see a spider over here and I need more clubs just in case those squids ambush me. It can be quite difficult if a squid catches you and then another one grabs you further deeper into the water. So you need at least 2 clubs. And then here, unfortunately, as I'm fighting the spider, a skeleton starts shooting. So I'm gonna have to deal with this guy also. I gotta quickly craft, make a little tower here. And there is a way to kill a skeleton every time without taking a hit. You can just move it into a corner like that. If you're standing on the exact same spot as the skeleton, it will miss you every time. The only annoying thing is that sometimes when you hit it in that corner, it'll knock it away from where it's standing. Okay, so I'm trying to bait over another spider here. I gotta quickly make another club because I just realized I don't have one. Unfortunately for me, it didn't drop any string, because spiders do have a chance of dropping 0 string even if they haven't shot out a web yet, which is pretty sad. So now I'm gonna work on mining this clay and hope not to get attacked by any squids. Okay, I break the last piece, check for no squids, and then in the water too, you can also use your hitboxes to see items on the ground, which is very helpful. I don't know why people don't use hitboxes more. My friend Ellie is pretty much the only person who uses hitboxes a lot. I check and still no more squids in the water, and I see that I have 32 clay. So this is half of what I need. I need a whole stack for the 4 ovens so that the iron finishes in 10 minutes. If you only have 32, it finishes in 20 minutes, which would not be world record pace. But that is another strategy that I would recommend. If you don't want to get 4 ovens, then just get 2. I make 2 more clubs because all of mine are pretty low. And with this one, it wasn't in gloom so I can see all the clay perfectly fine. So now I saw a bit more clay over here when I was making sinew. So I head over this way. And then I see this annoying skeleton up there. And this is a very bad spot for me, because there's no way to stop the skeleton from hitting you like that. I try to hit him into the corner, but he ends up going even deeper into the water. I hit him the wrong way. So I'm gonna try to avoid him by going over here and mining some of this clay. So then I look back over there, see he's still after me, so I gotta build up my tower, misplace a block. And I know he's kind of low, but I'm also kind of low, so this is pretty dangerous for me actually. And he gets a hit. I hit him 4 times before he shoots again, and then he's kind of just sitting there in the water. And I'm like, I gotta use my axe, or else he could hit me, and I could get pretty low. But it's fine, because I have string and stone, whatever I need to make another axe. And after your first shovel breaks, that means you've broken 50 clay. So your next shovel, you only need to break 14 more. So right now I'm just counting, and I usually go 1 or 2 over, just in case some kind of mob just steps on one of them and leaves, or I accidentally miscount. Okay, so I'm done mining this patch. I go into hitboxes again, so I can see where all the items are on the ground, don't miss any. Go back to double check, and then just swim up. Try to avoid those skeletons over there. They could kill me if they saw me. So I've got 67 clay, which is plenty. So now I've just got to place it down before the next morning. And I see the spider here gets me in a very weird position, stuck in a cobweb as I'm falling down. And then that squid almost gets me, but I avoid that. And then another spider. Some more string. And then here, my food is done. So I can grab that. And then I'm like, okay. Last run, I placed my ovens pretty far away from the trees. So this time, I'm gonna put my clay right in front of the trees so I don't have to move at all, basically, to get to them. So, just getting down the clay as fast as I can before daytime. And then the last 3. And now, this is the part of the run that is like, you just have to get 8 iron, but sometimes that's really hard. If you don't have any caves nearby, you're kinda done. And sometimes you get caves, but they don't have any iron in them, which has ended several of my runs. But lucky for me, I already saw that I had about 4 or 5 out of 8 already, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There were a few good caves under the village that I scouted earlier. So there was some of the iron that I found earlier. And I'm just gonna grab stone so that I can make another axe here, because mine's about to break. So now I turn hitboxes off because I don't need them anymore. Make the axe. I see a spider over here, so why not just kill this guy? I don't think he shot a string, I think he just dropped 0. I kill more animals. I honestly don't know why I am, because I have plenty of food now. So, kind of, not really a time waste because it's all waiting on the ovens, but I look in that cave and I see even more iron than I saw before. So that's pretty good. And I gotta remember that I need wood to fuel my furnaces later. So I'm just gonna use up this axe getting some wood here. And also I'd like to start some campfires and cook more food so that I'm pretty safe. Because technically you could play the rest of the run with this much hunger, but honestly it would be maybe a bit risky, because after a while then you can't heal anymore. And also, if you know that you have most of the iron right here, then might as well just set up some campfires just to be safe, because it's not a time loss. There we go. So throwing 7 in each of them. And then here, I believe I made the mistake here. You see that fire that started that wasn't the campfire? I think my sawdust actually got absorbed by that instead of the campfire, so one of them is not going to cook. Which is a slight mistake, but again, I don't need that food anyways. So it's fine. And then down here, because I saw 2 in that other cave, and then there's 3, and then at least 2. So this would be 7, so I would need 1 more. I look over here, and there's another one behind, and this is just great for me. I probably should have done this before, but I'm gonna block it up now, just so a creeper or zombie can't get past that point. I make 2 more clubs. and mine the last piece. Okay, now I'm just jumping out. I don't really need to use slabs because I have a lot of hunger to spare. And then I go over to the last two that I know right here. So basically, to summarize all the hard parts of the run, basically you just need that 64 clay down, and then you also need some good iron caves nearby. With a good seed, it's pretty easy to get a run like this. Alright, now I'm just mining the last piece of iron here. So now it's pretty much just waiting for the clay to be done. So I'm just gonna mine some wood, and then also later I'm gonna build a base under a tree stump. Because in my last world record, I had to spend about 20 to 30 seconds running over to a tree, since they were pretty far away. But now this time, I'm just gonna build my base under a tree stump. So once the iron's done, I can just immediately get the crafting table. So I'm just deciding here, like, which stump should I do? And then also I see that one. I'm starting to realize now that that one's not going to finish. So I'm getting ready to fuel it up here. Once I see that it's not going to be done. So that's 5 clubs, so that's 10, and then 5 more is 15, which is what you need to do a refuel. Once it burns out, 15 will cook. So I craft the iron here. While I'm waiting and just about to build the base here, basically I'm just looking for coal as a possible time save. Basically, because when you want to light the ovens, you want to light them all at the same time, because the last oven to finish is going to be the one that costs you the time. So if you light them all at the same time with a torch instead of lighting them all separately with a bow drill, it could save up to 10 to 15 seconds. But I don't see any coal in any of these caves, so it's quite unfortunate. But it's fine, because I'm way ahead of my last one, because the tree is like right here. While I'm setting up my base here, I think I'll tell you guys about how strange this category is to me. So basically, the reason why I'm grinding this one so much is because it's like the early game progression, and I think this is like the most relevant category, but you can't really get below 41 minutes with this category is the thing. Because when you think about it, the earliest that you can get your clay down, realistically, is at the end of night 1, which is what I did in this run. But technically, you could have all of your clay down 8 minutes into the run if you're insane. Basically, this would lower the time to about 38 to, well, not 38, but like 39 to 40 minutes. But to do that, you have to have all of your clay mined and placed down 8 minutes into the run. You have the whole night for mobs to step on that. So you have to be guarding your clay the entire time. And then you'll have less time to get the iron. So you basically have to get really lucky with the seed, the mob spawns, and the clay. So this is why I think that this category is approaching a 41 to 42 minute barrier, because you'd have to reset so much for a perfect seed, perfect RNG to get anything lower than this time. But there is one thing later in the run that I will point out that did cost me some time, which is why this category is not completely dead and I will keep running it. So basically, I'm just building my base now under this stump. Clay's still not done. It finishes at about 29:50 or something. Yeah, so it finishes not at 30 minutes, but at 29:58, which is kind of weird. But I'm getting this as fast as I can. It's actually really hard to get clay, for some reason, the bricks. I don't know why. It's like their hitbox is really small. And then you also can't, like, pick it up using right click or anything. So I make 4 ovens here, like, trying to get open hand for this cooked mutton. So then I go in here, get those ovens down, and then here's where I made the unfortunate mistake. So I place in the iron, and then you see at the bottom, I somehow picked up an iron while I was lighting one of the ovens. And I don't notice it yet. So it was the bottom right oven. And then I decide to block this off. And then, here we go. I don't know what I'm doing here, but then I eat food and then I see that I have it in my hotbar still. I'm like, what am I doing? So basically, I just wasted about 20 seconds there, somehow picking up the iron here. And then I fill it up with sawdust there. A little mad, shaking the camera a little bit. And basically, I just like dig into the wall and then just wait for it all to be done. So I'll skip to the end of that. Okay, so here we go. I filled up the other 3 ovens with more wood, even though I didn't really have to, I just had extra wood. And then it starts finishing here. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then here's what I was saying about the last oven before. You can't make a chisel with 3 iron, they all have to be done. So that 20 seconds that I didn't notice that I accidentally picked up the iron is a huge time loss here. So I finally get it, and then make the chisel, bam. And then you gotta break the stump twice for a crafting table. And I've already set it up, so I have 7 leather in my second slot. And then, here we go, 5551. So basically this run's not perfect in the very end because, you know, it takes time to pick up the clay, and also I accidentally picked up that iron that was already in the oven. So this could definitely be improved by about 20 seconds, but that's about it until you start having to do the insane strategy where you have to place all of your clay down by about 8 minutes to make a real difference. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this, and I hope you try speedrunning this category, because it's actually pretty fun. And what I recommend to you, if you're starting out speedrunning, don't go for 4 ovens by night 1, just go for 2 ovens. You only need 1 shovel, and it's a lot easier to get 32 clay. Good luck to all of you trying this out, and I hope you all have a good day.